or back with chapter 10. It says, the glory of the Lord leads the temple. It says this, verse 1. Thou looked, behold, on the expanse that was over the heads of the cherubim, who are the angels. So he's looking over the heads of the angels. There appeared above them something like a sapphire, in appearance like a throne. It's like the throne of God, per se. And he said to the man clothed in linen, go in among the whirling wheels underneath the cherubim. So you had the cherubim, who are these angels, and underneath these angels are these whirling wheels. And God tells the man that is in linen, he says, go in among the whirling wheels. So go sit in these whirling wheels underneath the cherubim. Fill your hands with burning coals from between the cherubim and scatter them over the city. So God says, go to this wheel, sit in it, grab these coals, and scatter these hot burning coals all across Jerusalem. And he went in before my eyes. Now the cherubim were standing on the south side of the house. When the man went in, and a cloud filled the inner court, and the glory of the Lord went up from the cherubim to the threshold of the house, and the house was filled with a cloud, and the court was filled with the brightness of the glory of the Lord. And the sound of the wings of cherubim was heard as far as the outer court, like the voice of God Almighty when He speaks. So, when angels fly with their wings, of course, it sounds like thunder. I mean, it's a very thunderous sound. The same thing as when God speaks. It's a very thunderous, very like thundering sound, like thunder. And when he commanded the man clothed in linen to take fire from between the whirling wheels, from between the cherubim, he went in and stood beside a wheel, and a cherub stretched out his hand from between the cherub. Let me read that again, verse 7. It says, and the cherub stretched out his hand from between the cherubim to the fire that was between the cherubim, and took some of it and put it into the hands of the man clothed in linen. So God told this man, go to this wheel, grab these hot coals, scatter them all out over Jerusalem. And then, of course, the angels, it says right here, the angels also take some of these hot burning coals, and they put into the man's hand to help him, of course, scatter these hot coals all throughout Jerusalem. So yeah, I mean, of course, angels carry out God's judgment. Humans do also. I mean, God, pours out His judgment in many ways, through people, through angels. In many ways, God pours out His judgment upon people. It says, verse 7, and they took some of it, which are the coals, and put it into the hands of the man clothed in linen. He took it and went out. The cherubim appear to have the form of a human hand, so these angels have, like they have a human hand under their wings. And I looked, and behold, there were 4 wheels beside the cherubim, one beside each cherub, and the appearance of the wheels was like sparkling beryl. And as for their appearance, the 4 had the same likeness as if a wheel were within a wheel. When they, so basically you have these angels, these cherubim, beside these cherubim are these spinning wheels. It says, as for their appearance, the 4 had the same likeness as if a wheel were within a wheel. When they went in any other 4 directions without turning as they went, but in whatever direction the front wheel faced, others followed without turning as they went. And their whole body, their rims and their spokes, their wings and their wheels were full of eyes all around the wheels that the 4 of them had. So these angels have eyes all over them, and these wheels have eyes all over them also. So basically, they can see things all at one time. In a sense, it says, and their whole body, their rims, their spokes, their wings and their wheels are full of eyes all around. The wheels that the 4 of them had. As for the wheels, they were called in my hearing the whirling wheels, and every one had 4 faces. The first face is the face of the cherub, and the second face was a human face, and the third the face of a lion, the 4th the face of an eagle. These angels, it says every one these angels have 4 faces, of course, as we know. The first face was of an angel. The second face was a human face, and the third face was of a lion. The fourth face was of an eagle. And the cherubim mounted up. And these were the living creatures that I saw by the Chebar Canal, which is in Iraq today. And when the cherubim went, the wheels went beside them. So wherever the angels go, these wheels go with them. And when the cherubim lifted up their wings to mount up from the earth, the wheels did not turn from beside them. When they stood still, these stood still. And when they mounted up, these mounted up with them. For the spirit of the living creatures was in them. So the spirit of these angels are in these wheels. That's when they follow the angels wherever they go. Then the glory of the Lord went out from the threshold of the house and stood over the cherubim. And the cherubim lifted up their wings and mounted up from the earth before my eyes as they went out, and with the wheels beside them. And they stood at the entrance of the east gate of the house of the Lord, and the glory of the God of Israel, whose Christ was over them. These were the living creatures that I saw underneath the God of Israel by the Chebar Canal. So this is all happening over in Iraq where the Chebar Canal is at. And I knew that they were cherubim. Each had 4 faces and each 4 wings, and underneath their wings the likeness of the human hands. And as for the likeness of their faces, they were the same faces whose appearances I had seen by the Chebar Canal. Each one of them went straight forward. So again, like I said, angels are not what you think they look. They don't look human. You know, they have a human appearance. And they're not human beings that have wings. That's not how they look. Angels are very scary looking. I mean, if one appeared to you, it would scare the mess out of you. They have 4 faces. They have a face of an eagle, a face of a man, a face of an ox, and a face of a lion. And they have human hands. They also have feet as a cow's feet. So they don't look. They don't look the way as you were taught in Sunday school. You know, when you're a little kid, that they're humans. They have wings. That's not true. That's a lie. Angels don't look like that at all. They will scare the mess out of you if one appear to you. Also, you have these wheels that follow these angels wherever they go, and all these wheels are covered in eyes. Sounds like these angels are too. I mean, it's just amazing how God really works and how He makes things. And you know, it's just amazing. It really is that how God designs things, and creatures, how He designs creatures, and how they really look, compared to what you were told about when you were little. I mean, it's amazing. It really is. So that's chapter 10 about the glory of the Lord leaves the temple, I mean, God's basically withdrawing from Israel, and He's going to attack Israel for their sins because they're not repenting. So that's chapter 10, and I'll be back with chapter 11 here shortly.